Ladies and gentlemen, it is I, Dreads of Breads. We're trying this one last time. Every time I've tried to stream or cover this, it has ended up in disaster. Either I lose everything in frame rates and KBS just dies, OBS dies, or Twitch just decides it doesn't want to let me to stream. So here we are one more time. For those of you who joined earlier, I had a hell of a time trying to stream this, but this is the Kickstarter by John Blanche. This is very interesting. It's a unique little piece of, I guess you could say, 40K history going on right now. Not necessarily that this ties in the 40K, but it is done by John Blanche, and John Blanche is the person, the artist, the amazing artist that gave the overall aesthetics to Warhammer Fantasy and Warhammer 40K. And without him, Warhammer would be a very different place. And sadly, he has stepped away from GW, and it is becoming a different place. It's not what it once was. Things are becoming very much more lighter and less heavy metal grimdark and more colorful, and especially over in the AOS part of the Warhammer community, or not community, but models, I should say. It's very, very not Warhammer, but Warcrafty, kind of cartoonish. Even the grim darkness in 40K is slowly being stripped away. Ultramarines are now I've been seeing much lighter painting tutorials for Ultramarines, and especially for Night Lords, which is kind of weird. Night Lords, I can understand, be a little bit tricky to paint because they are supposed to be a darker blue, and a lot of people end up giving them ultramarine colors, but they're not ultramarine blue. They're supposed to be darker. But anyway, that's here and over there. But this is Mörderin by John Blanche. John Blanche presents a new range of 32 grimdark femmes. If you don't know what that word means, it means female miniatures based upon his artwork. Some very lovely artwork there. This is currently at $58,666, and it has 1,486 backers with 4 days to go. I did try streaming this the other night, and things fell apart. I tried streaming this earlier today, and things fell apart. But here we are. To pledge, it's about 30 pounds across the sea. But here in the US, it does tell you it's about $38 USD. So not bad. That you get all 4 miniatures, and anything that gets unlocked, you get that also. So it's very, very, very simple Kickstarter. This gentleman right here, I don't know if you can see my mouse pad or my mouse, but his name is Thistle. Thistle is a faithful assistant to Grand Master Blanche, helping to bring his new range of 32 grimdark femmes to the world to see. John Blanche presents, we already read that, these are based all on his art. And hello and welcome. These miniatures are all going to be based up upon his art and things like that. I did read up in the updates that because it is 32 scale miniatures, and because they are a mix of like plastic and resin, that it's not going to be a one-to-one detail wise, because you can't fit all that detail and things into such a small miniature. But anyway, here you go. To keep things simple, there's only one pledge. Like I said, for 30 GBP, you get all 4 Mörderin miniatures, which include Jägerin, Apollina, Osterhilt, and Salomia. Any free unlock stretch goals, see below. So they have unlocked this Drummer of Hearts teddy bear thing, the alternative Busby hat for Jägerin, and a voodoo bear. They're all free. Huzzah, huzzah! So with great pleasure, without further ado, let us introduce you to these miniatures. This is the first one here. This is Jägerin. It's a very, very, very beautiful model. I do like the kind of mourning veil over the face and the hat. Right now, people are working to get a different hat for this model, or a different headpiece. That's what it's on. But it's a very, very beautiful model. There's only some slight differences between the artwork and the model. As you can see here, the gun is much slimmer, but the gun on the model is much bigger and broader. That they probably did that so this piece right here on the model wouldn't be so like brittle or easily to break. They did add a sword, which I don't see in the artwork. And again, this piece right here is a bit bigger and a bit thicker than this. And again, I think they did that because they're working with such a small scale that this kind of thinnage probably would break very easily. So this is Jaeger in here. I do love this piece of art. Like I said, I do love like the morning veil with the little diamonds cut out so she can see through it, and then you've got the skull on the top, and it just is very cool. The boots with the bronze guard there and the leather straps, and it looks like she's got like a little spiky bits. Yep, they're even on the model there, kind of like spiky spurs. And here's the other one. This is Salomia, and you can see there. This one I've got mixed feelings for. I don't think it's that bad, but I think this model could have been an extra, and they could have swapped out one of the other models for it. I mean, it's not bad. It's in a good pose, as you can see down here. And this is the artwork that it's based off of. You will have to try to freehand whatever that tattoo says. I'm not sure if that tattoo says anything or if it's numbers or what, but if you wanted to do a one-for-one, you'd have to super zoom in or maybe kind of give John Blanche what was supposed to be written on her arm so you could freehand it there. Again, it's not a bad pose. It's not a bad model. You know, she's got this syringe that's dripping blood, which I'm sure you could add. This is Ostra Hilt. This is another very cool model with her kind of robotic dreads. She does have goldish green skin and brass armor, and she's got one of my favorite weapons, which is kind of like a mixture between a battle axe. That's exactly what it is. It's a mixture between a battle axe or a boarding axe mixed with a flintlock pistol or musket, and sometimes even a blunderbuss. And there you go. You can see all the action poses here. Unfortunately, I can't click these to make these bigger or larger, but this is the skin tone type here with kind of the brass golden machineries and, you know, the darker armor, which painting the face up like that, I would really love to see some of the more experienced painters try to mimic this onto this, because it is very cool. And here is Apolloniana. This is another model that I very much enjoy with the steam mask helmet, kind of excuse me, witch hunter's helmet, and a plasma rifle type weapon. It looks like she does have, no, that's just her shoulder, but maybe that's a skull. And she's got the two skulls on her boots. These are gloves, kind of like, I don't know if she's got mechanicals underneath her gloves or her gloves are mechanical. Again, I very much do like this. She's kind of this elegant, rugged. So yeah, she looks maybe like she could be from Necromunda or kind of something. Yeah, there's like a little alien skull there. Either she's from Necromunda, or maybe she is a rogue trader, or maybe she's an agent of the Imperium. I don't know, but it is very cool. But you can kind of see she's also, with her human proportions, like her in the art, she's kind of 100% not human. Maybe she was and she had some genetic surgeries done, and maybe that's what this is. She's had some augmentations. And we're just going to go down here and we're going to read this part here. These miniatures are being produced by a talented team at Zealot Miniatures in Cyocast Thermoplastics. This great material blends in the toughness of plastics with an incredible level of detail compared to resin, perfectly for combining both casting methods. It offers excellent impact resistance and flexural strength, as well as being non-toxic and recyclable. Miniatures will be supplied unpainted and some assembly required. This is a digital painting of Jaegerin, which I think is beautiful. I think is very, very good. It could use a little bit more kind of weathering to make it look not so brand new, but I understand that this is just a digital painting of what the model might look like and how you would paint it up. And yes, my stomach did grumble. And this is just kind of the model on a turntable, but this is done in a weird like GIF animation thing, so it's really, really slow. There's the model assembled. I don't know if it's been primed. It probably has been primed because, yes, it has been primed white because the plastic is gray. And I'm wondering if you actually have to use super glue for this type of plastic, or if you'll be able to use Tamiya extra thin cement on this stuff. I have bought some plastic models that were more akin to resin than they were really plastic, and the Tamiya didn't work, so it ended up ruining some of the pieces, but which is quite sad because I don't like using super glue at all. The anticipation delivery date for this project is March/April of next year. Please keep in mind this is just an estimate. For instance, if we succeed our funding goals significantly, it might take a bit longer because the more they beat the goals, the more stuff you guys will all get. Why act now? Enjoy a discount compared to retail prices. We offer these at low profit margins exclusively for our wonderful Kickstarter backers. You also get these miniatures before anyone else. You also get some fantastic freebies from stretching out the goals, and you support John Blanche in launching an exciting new range of miniatures. This would not be possible without everybody's help. These are all the stretch goals right here. Let's see here. They unlocked the drummer bear right here. Everyone's working on this, it's getting close. This is just the Busby hat, the kind of Russian hat with the skull and the two feathers. This is Urus of the Covenant. Right here we have Elspeth the Hussar. And then we have Voodoo Bear. Then we have Grimtide, or Grimhild. Then we have the Boarding Hussar. And then we have Nastin, Piece of Whirl, which is very, very cool. She's kind of a robot. She's got her little pincher thing of doom. She definitely looks like she would have been in Necromunda. And then she for Warhammer Fantasy. This is kind of like a fantasy piece, but not necessarily Warhammer. Again, another maybe Warhammer Fantasy type, or maybe Necromunda. But I think the Doctor model should have been replaced with one of these. I don't think it's a bad model, but these have more appeal to me than that one. And that's just me being nitpicky. And again, here's everything on postage and packaging. I will leave a link if you're interested, but it just says postage and packaging costs will be added and charged in the Pledge Manager after the campaign concludes. So there you go. Shipping from the UK Fulfillment Center that provides friendly international postage to North America, Europe, and some other destinations, not dimensions. Yes, you can order this if you live in dimension Wagga Wooga Luga, and you'll be all right. Just give you a rough idea here that there are approximate costs upon regions. So UK equals a 4 to 5 pound standard. EU standard is 7 to 8 pounds. US standard is 11 to 12 pounds. And rest of the world and other dimensions, like I said, is 12 to 14. And there you go. Hopefully, I don't know what that noise was. I don't know if that was outside. People have been shooting off fireworks and having a good time and stuff. I hope somebody wasn't drunk outside, or that noise just came from somewhere in the house. That has happened before. When I was playing Persona, someone went and took a shower when they were sick, and all the steam made them even more sick, and I had to mute because they were expunging some very nasty, icky, gooey stuff. Anyway, and this is just going to talk about John Blanche. So, John Blanche is a renowned British fantasy and science fiction illustrator and modeler. He is celebrated from his work on Games Workshop's iconic publications and games, including White Dwarf Magazine, Warhammer Fantasy Battle, Warhammer 40k, and Age of Sigmar. Blanche served as the arts director at Games Workshop, where he significantly influenced the company's aesthetic in illustrating countless game books and publications. Alrighty. Growing up in a working class family on the council estate in post war England, Blanche was inspired by cinema, toy soldiers, and drawing historic warriors. He attended art college in the 1960s, focusing on battle scenes and prehistoric conflicts. After college, he worked as a taxidermist assistant when concluding his passions for modeling and building painting. That's very interesting. Taxiderming is, I don't know, I wouldn't be able to do that. Alrighty. Now, there's nothing bad about that he did that. I think that's very, very interesting. Blanche retired in Games Workshop in 2023, leaving behind a legacy of distinctive and influential art. And then this is just, the warnings that, it's ride or die with this kind of stuff. And then, pledge right there. Mörderin, the pledge is just one. Like I said, 30, is it 30 pounds or 30 quid? I don't know how you British people's monies work. I know at one time it was pounds and then pennies and then, well, you guys have pennies, we have cents, but everybody calls our pennies, but they're not. There's 1 cent. And again, that's going to be about $39 US. Lots and lots of backers from everywhere in the world. And you can pledge now and go to details. You can also read the comments here and the updates there. I will not be clicking on any of that stuff because it does give out some people's real names. There's a Train of Doom. Yes, Trains of Doom. And then you can give $2 if you believe in this project. That's if you don't want the models, but you just want to, give a little tip there. Well, and that's John Blanche's Kickstarter that he did, which is very interesting. This is a nice, like I said, a little nice piece of history for people to own and collect. Oh, did I? Hold on. Network error. Please click here to reload player. This is what it was doing earlier, but it would completely kill my stream over here on Twitch. And it shouldn't be killing my stream. I don't know what's going on. It says it's live. There we go. Oh, I had to reload everything so I can't see what's going on in chat. If you are experiencing issues over on the desktop site, please let me know. Because I know not a lot of people use the app, because the app is poo-poo. But, I forgot to post this, chat. I forgot to post this. These are all my links and everything where you can find me, who made what, and which, and all that stuff. Yeah, it just keeps... It's just not having it. I'm dropping some frames, chat. But, yep, again, that is John Blanche. Since he's moved back, and even before he moved back, GW, like I said, has tried to it isn't trying, it's moving away from the grim dark aesthetic to make a product for everyone, but in doing so it's making a product for no one. Like I said, you're getting rid of the grim dark orcs and dwarves and demons, and you're replacing them with World of Warcraft kind of cartoony fantasy ones. That kind of killed my interest in AOS. And then, the whole thing with what GW did with the female custodies and changing the lore and gaslighting people is not good. And then you have the biggest worm in the bucket, which is the people that say they're part of the community and part of the games and everything like that, but they can't tell you who John Blanche is. They can't tell you characters out of the books. These are people that have admitted time and time again that they're not happy, and their only purpose in the hobby is to make other people unhappy, and is to inject themselves into the game and try to ruin it for other people. They want to bring in their modern politics into escapism, which is never good. They want to bring in their weird sexual fetishes into the stuff, which nobody wants or cares for. Nobody cares what you're interested at the end of the day. I mean, unless you're going after kids, you're hurting old people or whatever, then you belong in a wood chipper. But this is a place for escapism. This is a place to paint little miniatures. This is a place to have fun, to banter with friends, to make friends. That's what the hobby's all about, man. It's a little about little plastic miniatures. They call it plastic crack. But anyway, I'm a done a rambling. I'm a done a rambling man, and now we're gonna go probably play some pirate games or maybe some more demos. We do got lots of demos. I picked up a pirate demo, the Republic of Pirates, and some other stuff, and we'll see. And I'll be right back. Thank you everybody for stopping on by, and to the people over on YouTube, I will see you later. But to the people on Twitch, I'm just switching up stuff. Okay, be right back. Bye bye, people love you.